As you can see now, I've now got safety porches on the front, empty flights. Slight things have been altered. This was, you know, purely I lost 2 young uns last year, crossbills, from flying out of the flight, and also with the vermin, birds of prey, anything like that. You know, I put a solid roof on there, but they still get the natural wind and the fresh air going in. And then during the winter time I can bubble wrap this up and keep them healthy and clean. And also I've done it over here on this flight as well. This is work in progress. I've got birds in there, but basically this will be finished off, and all the young crossbills that I get, or hopefully the pine grosbecks, will go into them. This is going to have a pitch roof put on. It's got one at the front but also at the back, because I've had trouble with water getting in there. And then somewhere along the line I shall shut the front of this up as well, so I don't get the rain blast in. But yeah, so things have been altered. As you can see, the double panel has gone on, and obviously the window has been added to the pine grosbecks. As you can see, they've got plenty of room. You know, you can't expect these birds not to be able to move about. You know, you've got to give them the space that they need and deserve. If you're not prepared to do that, then don't keep them. You know, these are big birds, they need the room. And when there's 3 or 4 young flying around in there as well, you know, as you can see, they do chew, but that's part of the adventure of the bird, part of its culture, and something that I like about the bird. You know, it keeps me active with having to replace timber and things. I've got feeding stations at the front. This was done purely because, you know, I haven't got to go in there and disturb the parent on the nest. The only time I will be in there when they're on the nest is to hopefully ring them. And obviously I'll be covering the rings, because in the past I have had the problem with the parent taking the ring off. And I think, if I vaguely remember, I did lose a chick that way. And they were rung at 7 days. But because of the weather, you know, all birds grow at different speeds because of weather. You need the warmth, and if you've got the warmth, they will grow faster. It's as simple as that. Okay, right, next footage I'll be showing you dietary stuff. Some of it I've put on the site, on www.crossbillinfo.com, but I'll be showing you what this is the soaked hemp and sunflower that I'll be giving the birds this year. I've started soaking it now just to test it. If I don't get any progress by doing this way, I've just soaked it overnight for 24 hours, and I'll just constantly keep it clean. What I've decided to do is, like they do in the fishing game, I'll boil it up, wait till it sprouts, and then cool it down and then give it to the bird. I'm hoping it will germinate with having 24 hours worth of soaking. I mean, I've still left some in the pot to be soaked, so you know, hopefully it'll germinate on its own course. There's no rush because they're not particularly wanting it and they haven't got young yet. But I want to introduce it to them because it's something new, and I just want to see how they take to it. As you can see, this is the crossbill mix that's been put together for the BBO. I mean, there are a few other things that have been added, but this mix never fails me. I mean, I've added a bit of extra sunflower in there this year because of the grosbecks, and I feel that it needed maybe a little bit more. And there's a few other seeds there that were purchased at the World Show in Hasselt this year. So yeah, you know, we'll see. As I say, we're going to work on the crossbill mix. You know, I know people that are using a good greenfinch mix for it. So, but what you've got to bear in mind, it takes time to wean birds over to different seeds. So I'm not going to start messing around with the mix that I'm using until the young, and then the young maybe I'll introduce them to other stuff, but at the moment I'm quite happy with what I'm using, and the birds are too. This is something else that I'll be using this year. I never used it last year, but genuinely I do. It's as cheap as chips, £2, or just under, and from Vestalager, and it's called brewer's yeast. This is full of omega and will help the chicks grow a natural defence system and grow well. I mean, it's for pigeons, but you know, why not use it? For £2, what have you got to lose? This is apple cider vinegar that I use. I use this generally every other day. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can get this from any health shop. You know, this is one that a supplier in Holland, sorry, Belgium, we go to, has on their shelves. So we generally purchase that. A group of us. You know, there's quite a few people using this now, and they all seem happy with it. Which is something that probably people, if they've been on my website, that they would have seen garlic powder. A lot of people purchase apple cider vinegar with garlic powder, but because the birds I keep, you know, I try to put this on the seed, because I know without fail every day they're going to eat seed. They'll have a drink, but will it be enough for it to have an effective course, for it to make any difference? Where putting this on the seed, you don't need a great deal. It helps with natural worming, good omega in the gut, and it's allegedly good for mite. We'll go with this one as well. This is also on the site. I've been using this for a number of years, and this is a probiotic. A lot of this content in here, it's just a white powder. It's nothing to do with antibiotic. It's a probiotic. It's used once a week, and a lot of it is from natural substances like apple seed, the powder in an apple seed. It's quite expensive, but it goes a long way. You get a little spoon inside. You get 200 grams there. I think, if I remember right, it's about £12 to £14 for a tub of that. This goes on the seed or in the egg food, if you use egg food. But it's something that I would recommend that you use. This is a liver tonic, made from the same people that do the apple cider vinegar. They get this once a week. I don't go too mad on this, and obviously once the youngsters are born, I'll be keeping an eye on them, keeping an eye on their droppings, and they'll get this. But bear this in mind, you know, when giving this, you know, avoid giving grit that day. You know, like they say when you're using medication for birds, not to give grit, and the reason why is because obviously the grit stays in the digestive system, and bacteria will form within that grit, whether it's good or bad. So you putting a medication into that bird, because of grit, it will not clear the bird away with any negative or good bacteria. And also bear that in mind when treating birds with medicine. You are flushing out all bacteria, good or bad. And this is why really you should try and do it as natural as possible for the bird, so their bacteria always generally stays good. You know, cold weather will bring on coccidiosis, it will bring on canker, stress, same sort of thing. Worms, air sac mite will cause infection on the lungs, you know, but all this can be treated through natural substances if you keep it going. Continuity, that's the most important thing. I don't think you can see this. It doesn't matter what labels on the bottle. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Wheat germ oil. You can find it in any health shop. try and buy a bottle rather than capsules. You know, it's hard to find. You can't just buy it in a supermarket. You have to go to a health shop to get it. This helps a great deal with fertility, but also with colouring when going through the molt. And this is something that all my seed gets now. Yeah, I used to use a lot of sunflower seed oil, but wheat germ oil's the way. You know, it's an old method, but it works for everybody. If you start using this, it helps a great deal with fertility. Here we are in one of my flights. This is a pair of parrot crossbills. You may recognise this hen from last year's breeding. Unfortunately, I lost her partner. He was taken by a rodent. It's just one of those things. Like I said in the footage, I've double wired all my flights now, because what had happened is where they get up on the wire like that, it's just a rat had got hold of the leg and caused a lot of damage. You know, that's part and parcel of the bird game. Just a shame when it happens. This cock bird here has come from a good friend over in Belgium, so I'm hoping we'll have some success with this. This is last year's baby, so plenty of life in him. So we're getting him all warmed up. They've been eating this perch that I've been putting in here. They've been shredding that in a couple of days, but this will be the last time I put this in. From now on, it'll just be natural perches being brought in. I mean, this costs about a £5 from your local hardware store. They just basically chew right through the middle of it, and then you end up with great big lumps of timber all over the place, and it was worthless buying. But you know, that's part of this bird, and that's what I like about it. I like the fact that it's got its own character, and it does what it does. You know, I don't mind coming in from time to time and replacing a bit of timber. So all being well, these will be going down around about mid-March, maybe early March, the way the weather's going. It all depends whether or not we have a blast in February of cold weather. I don't think we will, because we've had it in January, but you know, Britain being Britain, sometimes it lets us down, and out of the blue it can throw some nasties in the weather. The diet for these has fairly stayed the same, like I said. You know, change their water every day, food, fresh grit, yeah, occasional apple, as you can see, a bit of broccoli down there. So, and they're cleaned out at least twice a month, if need be more. But you know, it's a good enough mix for them, what I'm giving them now. So hopefully, all being well, nesting material will start going in fairly soon, in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to add a little bit more coverage yet to the nest sites. I've just been introducing it slowly, really. There's no rush, you know, just to get them used to the idea. I've got two different varieties of nest sites. Obviously, the open one, which the hen bred in last year, and this closed in one. So it'll be interesting to see what which one they go to. Oh, I've got a feeling it'll probably be the this one here, but you never know. At least they've got a variety and somewhere to choose. So the nest pans have been wired down. As you can see, I've coconut fibred and then wired it in to the bottom. If you don't do that, they will pull it out, and the last thing you need is, if they've laid a couple of eggs, on the third or fourth day they decide to throw the nest pan, or the nest fell out. So try and put that in place if you can. These have all been done and treated for mite for the next 6 weeks, 6-7 weeks. I've treated their legs and obviously the back of their head, so hopefully we'll prevent mite from getting in here. Obviously I will treat the flights from time to time. At the moment we seem to be using a product called Super 7, which is like a disinfectant, a natural substance, kills a lot of bacteria. You know, I can't see it personally killing off coccidiosis, because cocci will last the breed in wood for up to 6 weeks. So you can only do your best. Unless you're constantly bleaching, you will not get rid of coccidiosis unless you bird it off, and to be fair, you're not going to do that in the middle of breeding season. So just keep on top. They've built a natural immune system now. These birds have been bred in captivity for some time, so they're going to be immune to a certain level of it anyway. Right, we'll go to the next flight. We're at the second flight, and this pair seems to be doing okay. The cockbird's now getting very active, flying backwards and forwards. Started chewing as well as the others, like the others have. She's a little bit more, well, not so keen at the moment, so she's not quite ready, but he is. At some stage she'll give him a wallet, like they always do, just if to say, look, leave me be, I'll let you know when I'm good and ready. Sometimes they do have a big domestic, you know, but that's part and parcel of them, that's part of their nature. I'm sure they do the same thing in the wild. As you can see, he's flying backwards and forwards. You know, now when I come and feed these birds in the morning, they're waiting for me to change the food, ready to come down. And you know, it was great, because when I first got them, they were a little bit more on the shy side and weren't so keen. And you know, you do worry when you take on other people's birds, you know, and they come from another place. Are you doing it right? And you can only do your best. And fortunately, he's doing well. So yeah, he's fully aware the camera's on him. As you see up there, they've started chewing up there now. The reason they do this obviously is because they can hear the next door neighbours, but as long as they don't start seeing each other, it won't be a problem. Because the problem is they will show, the two cocks especially, you know, if they manage to get hold of each other, they will hurt each other. Now I've just put this growth in for the nest site, and like I say, I'll just be introducing a bit from time to time for them, and gradually build it up so they get used to it. But they seem quite happy. You know, same thing again. Change the diet. Bit of apple every day. Change the water, seed, for it. This is something I'm very pleased that I've got in my flight. I never thought I'd actually ever be able to have them. But they're the pine grosbeak. Wonderful bird. This is the cockbird. He's always fairly chilled out, no major problems, and the hen's the same. These were purchased at the World Show. I've seen these many a time, but never really gone for it. You know, I've always hesitated, and then they've been sold, or you know, it's never been quite the right time. And when I heard these were coming up for sale, I think it was Christmas Day, I put a reserve on them and was over the moon. The guy met me at the World Show and handed them over. Just sitting there chilling out. Same thing again, introduced the nest site. I've gone for a different nest pan this time, just a little bit more natural looking, because I don't know, you know, I've never bred these birds before, so try and make it as natural as possible for them. They eat these sticks and that's branches you can see. At some stage we're full of buds. These are off a cherry, and the birds absolutely love them. I'm hoping they're going to leave this the pine tree alone and keep that as nest covering, because what I'll do is I'll gradually build that up and introduce it. Like here at the moment it's quite a plain site, and I'll add more and more branches as time goes on. So around about March time, when they're due to breed, hopefully I've got everything ready and they're happy with the nest site. earlier on today the cock was standing on the nest site just eating some berries that he had left over and some bud that he stored there. Sometimes in the morning I come down, the hen singing away. I'm going to be treating these for mite in the next week or so. They've not been treated, so I will do that. You can see the hen there. They've got a habit of opening up their beak like that. See that? It's not a gaping or anything like that. I think it's just part of their nature in what they do as a bird. These are more related to the orfinch and the bullfinch, I feel, rather than the crossbill. But I like them because they're that kind of bird. You know, they're from cold continents. You know, they're that nice big bird. And they're a friendly little bunch. You know, I've put swinging branches in there. You know, I've done all sorts. I've put natural perches in. You know, just so I know, you know, I can keep studying them, find out what they like, and hopefully just, you know, improve. But at the moment they are eating mealworms in this little black pot here. I will put my hand in just to see if they've actually eaten any today. As you can see, they've not had any today, but yesterday they cleared that. That was absolutely empty yesterday. So they obviously felt that they needed it, and the more they can eat that, the best protein they can have. I put in an apple every day, and they probably haven't touched that because yesterday's apple they obliterated. So, you know, we'll have a look. Yeah, look, they've not even really touched it, so I'll take that away now. It's pointless leaving that in. It's just to stop boredom. I've been putting in berries. The seed mix that I've been putting in is the same as the crossbills at the moment. I've got the pine nuts, and I've been putting in broccoli. A couple of days ago they ate the broccoli, and the only thing they ate on it was the buds from the top. So they'll get used to me, they'll get used to what I put out. And I've put everything in so all the perches are constantly moving. You know, I've done this purely because of exercise. It's always swinging about, because in the wild they'd be on a branch swinging around in a tree, you know. So every other day I go out looking for fruit trees, just cut a few branches off that are budding and put them in there, and as time goes on obviously the blossom starts coming on the trees even better, and I can then start putting that in, and then I'm sure that will be a good indicator to them that it's time to breed. But they've settled in really well, and I'm really happy. The breeder that I got them from, he put them in perfect condition. As I say, their drop-ins was great. You know, I couldn't ask for more. So I'll be popping to the local shop and picking up some Borgina mix, soft-bill mix. See how they respond to that. And at some stage I'll probably look at some pellet. These are becoming quite scarce now over in Britain. I'm sure they go up into Scotland. It's very rare you see a sighting of these in the UK. Now and again it happens, but it's very rare. As I say, they're quite a laid back kind of chap there, and the female, you know. But these are a breeding pair. They bred last year, they had 4 young, so hopefully I'll have a success, but if not, then there's always the following year. It's not the end of the world, you know. It's a new study for me, and it's just great to have something a bit different. You know, I've put the perspex window there because I don't know what they're used to. And like a lot of European bird breeders, they do shut their birds away. But my roofs on this place, if I can show you, is all wired. It's got corrugated above, but the air is coming through constantly all the time. It goes out the back and then in from the front. It's fresh air all the time. So the temperature in here is quite, it's not freezing, but it's quite cold. Because obviously, like these birds, like the crossbills, they do not like the heat a great deal. But at some stage I'll introduce a bath system in there for them, because this hen here, she does like to bath every day. She's got to that stage now where she's bathing, so it'd be great for her to come into condition and want to go to the nest. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to crossbillinfo.com, and I'll let you know the progress as time goes on within the season. I'll probably have an update in March, let you know how things are moving on. Hopefully we'll have some birds on the nest by then, and my wings will be arriving, and all is good.